night bus in the third film, Prisoner of Azkaban, gets very, very skittish in between the two other buildings. And if you look to the left of the bus, across the river, you might be able to see some buildings with some green glass. Now there's a white building dead ahead, slightly to the left. This is MI5, so still espionage, but it's home defence. We're going to BBC reporters. They're usually standing on this green if they are reporting about something in the Houses of Parliament, which are just dead ahead. This is Victoria Gardens on the right-hand side. Of a man on a horse. Now this is Richard I, also known as Richard the Lion, a very famous English king, although he spent most of his life in France and only spoke French. We still claim him. And another statue on the right, this is Oliver Cromwell. Now after the English Civil War, King Charles I got executed. He got beheaded, and if you don't believe me, if you're on the left front of the bus, if you look to the left, you'll be able to see a statue of King Charles I's head of the Puritans. So when he became in power, England was lasted 11 years before being executed himself. Past Westminster Abbey, on the left-hand side of the bus. Now the groundwork for this building started in the year 1209, so it's a very old building. Lots of kings and queens of England got married, coronated and buried, not all of them. Famously, Princess Diana. They were supposed to get married in Westminster Abbey, but they had two. Also known as the Spy Hotel, because any spy worth his salt to drink in this hotel, including the Cambridge 5. And there used to be a tunnel going from the old MI6 building all the way underneath the St. Ermine Hotel. Very popular for spies and politicians actually as well. Lots of drinking going on in there. Very nice and chilled out inside the court. Just go past the windows now. If you go in there, you'll be able to have a nice chilled out cup of coffee, have a tea. It might be a little bit pricey, but this is the area of London we're in. Statue at the top of the roundabout. And we're coming up to the left-hand side of Buckingham Palace. We'll be driving down to the left. Now, the first monarch to call Buckingham Palace their home was Queen Victoria. Before Buckingham Palace was a royal residence, it went through many different versions. One of those versions was another abbey, like we went past with Westminster Abbey. And before that, it is said that the land that Buckingham Palace is built on was a witch's coven. So make of that what you will. King Charles III, he does not call Buckingham Palace his home, it's more of his office. The road you can see to the right, it's kind of a bit of a purpley pink colour. That is the Mall, and it goes all the way up to Trafalgar Square. You can peek it through the right-hand side of the bus now. That long road is the Mall, goes all the way up to Trafalgar Square. Now in a moment we're going to be approaching stop number 19. If you'd like to leave us here, you're going to be in the prime location to have a little walk around the area here with Buckingham Palace. It's Edward, so that's King Charles's youngest brother. When he was 15, he jumped over this wall and headed to the pub, which is just ahead of the bus. It's called the Bag o' Nails. And he used to ask the publican, the landlord, for a drink. He was underage, but the landlord couldn't say no to a prince, so he ended up serving him. Queen Elizabeth found out, so she called the pub, the Bag o' Nails, to say, "Stop serving my son." They thought it was a prank, they didn't believe it, so Queen Elizabeth ended up rolling up her sleeves, marching into that pub, Bag o' Nails, and telling the landlord not to serve her youngest son. And from that point on, well, Queen trumps Prince, I would say, so no more